welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you something a little bit different. I've been talking about showing you my fitness routine for a long time and I finally bit the bullet and I'm going to do it. So basically I had my personal trainer make a program for me a couple of months ago and I've been sharing that kind of constantly on my Snapchat, but this is going to be the first of a series. Today is leg day and I'm going to show you the different exercises that I do on that day. But before we start, I'm definitely not a personal trainer and the exercises aren't going to be perfect, but it's an honest look at what I do in the gym. So yeah, let's go. Leg day. To see today's full program, I'm going to put it all below in the description box. And the first exercise is a back squat. We're going to do 3-4 reps of 12 squats. So for a back squat, you'll keep the bar on the back of your neck and your shoulders. You'll keep your feet shoulder width apart and you'll hold the bar with your two hands. I guess a really important thing to remember is to keep your knees behind your toes and to sit back into it. So exercise number 2 is a hip thrust. It's the best exercise you can do for your ass, your glutes, your legs. It's so good. It's kind of a tricky one to explain and to show. I feel like you need someone there with you, or do what I do, look it up on YouTube, look at a couple of different ones and hopefully you'll get the right technique and the right form. You can do it with or without weights. I usually do it with a light weight and kind of try and build it up. So for the exercise, you put your back about halfway down the bench. You put the weight right on your hip with your hands holding it just so it doesn't kind of fall off. Keep your legs shoulder width apart and keep your back as straight as you can. You have to lower your bum down to the ground and straight back up and squeeze. Squeeze everything. And then you can go back down again. So our third exercise of the set is the real deadlift. This is really good for your glutes and your hamstrings, which is basically your ass and your legs. For this one, you keep your shoulders back, your back arched and your knees slightly bent. And you also have your feet a little bit apart. So for this, I would use a weight that's a little bit heavier than what I would squat with and what I would hip thrust with. So our fourth exercise is a leg extension on this terrifying looking machine. It's pretty self-explanatory. You sit down, you lift this little thing up, and what I've been told is you should have it heavy enough so that you're kind of struggling on the last two reps. For this, we're going to do 4 sets of 15 reps. So we're on our 5th exercise and I'm standing in between what looks like a load of random metal machines, and I know from experience it can be scary when you come into a gym and you don't know where you're going, but if you look, some of the machines are actually named. This one is the leg curl and that's what we're going to do next. We're going to do the same again on this one that we did in the last 4 sets of 15 reps. For this, you'll slot your legs in here, hold on to the bars and just push down and up. An important thing to remember when you're doing all of your exercises is to keep your back arched and your core engaged. It sometimes can be hard because you're trying to think of a million different things, but that is the way they're supposed to be for every single exercise. So we're on our last exercise and I'm sitting down because I'm getting pretty tired, but this one is a foot elevated split squat, which sounds very complicated, I couldn't even say it. But for this, I'll just put my foot up on this bench behind me and drop down with the other leg. So I like to finish up my program with a little bit of core at the end. Even though you kind of are engaging your core the whole way through, I just like to do a little bit extra at the end just to really torture myself. So I usually do 3 exercises. I kind of mix it up every time. Today I'm going to do 15 leg raises, and for that it's just really important to remember to really engage your core and really tighten it and to keep your back to the floor. The second exercise I'm going to do is 20 sit-ups. And for that, you just have to remember to really tighten your abs again and to keep your shoulders and your back as much off the ground as you can. And the third exercise is 10 seconds of leg crossovers. I find that one so hard, but it's so good for the lower abdomen. So that's it, we're done, the program is finished. Usually that takes me about 45 minutes. I didn't include a warm-up this time. You can hop on the treadmill or the cross trainer for 5-10 minutes just to get the blood flowing. I usually count my walk to the gym as my warm-up. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. We have a couple more coming up. So let me know what you think and like and subscribe if you did like it. Thanks guys.